Right, everyone, welcome back to PRL Tier 2. We are here in the Netherlands for round 6. We are back after a week break. Thank you all for joining me here today. I am a very tired league owner. It's been a long week, but we're going to power through. As I said, we're here at the Netherlands for what could be, emphasis on the could be, a very exciting, a very exciting race. It could be absolute chaos. So we will find out which one. I have a hunch which one it's going to be, but we are going to have to grit our teeth and get through it. Hopefully, more of you have more confidence than I do. But we have a grid of 17 drivers today for you, so a good number. And the state of playing the championship, as it looks like it is sunny, which is nice. The state of play, we will start with the constructors, which at the moment is super close. Excuse me. At the moment, we have Oracle Red Bull Racing on 161, but crucially with only one driver today. Mitch cannot make it, last minute dropout, unfortunately. So that gives a big initiative to AlphaTauri behind, only 2 points behind on 159. So they're going to be looking to stretch that lead today as much as possible so that they can hold it into the remainder of the season. As for the drivers, Farth, you will not be surprised to hear, is at the top on 95. And then we've got Kadoy on 85, 10 points back. Dust on 81, so he's still in it. And Alex, who is slowly but surely creeping up. And I imagine will be a factor come the end of this season. He is on 78, so only 17 points behind Farth. And we know how quickly things can change here in PRL. I do have a drink for anyone that's watching. Hello, Maurizio. Welcome back, mate. As we are on board with Maurizio as he goes. Is he just going incredibly slowly? Fair play. Bless to him. Or was that just the game being a numpty? Yep, so he's the first one in his outlap. We will prepare everything. It is going to be a very crucial qualifying session today. Zandvoort is probably the hardest track to overtake other than Monaco, maybe Hungary, but still, it's going to be very tough to get past here. So if you get in a good quality position, then you are looking good for some good points if you can hold everything together. And so these guys are going to be wanting to push it to the limit and really put in the best times they can. We've got, guess who? Whoever could it be? Not a clue. We've got the two Mercedes out. Looks like we've got an Alpine out. Is that? It's not Chris Piper. That is Simon, a new Tier 2 full-time driver, which is lovely to see. So welcome to him. Very good to see him here in his first official full-time race. He'll be hoping to put in a good performance, and we will actually stay on board with him for his first bit of airtime here in Tier 2 as a full-time driver. He's going to take us away. DRS Open already onto the banking in time to get onto the main straight. He might get a little bit of a dirty air from the Haas ahead of him, but into turn 1 he's going to be wanting to take this. You can either take it quite tight, he takes it wide as you can see, doesn't really clip the apex, but will be carrying a lot of speed through the cambered corner and onto the how illegal is it to delete a report. That's completely illegal. Please don't do that. That's my admin, ladies and gentlemen. As Simon sits in a purple first sector, although I didn't quite clock the time, coming into this tricky middle sector. It is so easy, as Mauricio proves my point, to go off and ruin your lap. Unfortunately for him, that doesn't look like he's out of the session. But Simon looks like he's hooking things together nicely. He is cooking as well. And he's going to come across the line, and it is going to be a 48.6 for the second sector. And this quite short third sector coming onto the banked final corners and then the final run to the line, and he is going to set the first time here in the Netherlands. What is it going to be? We're going to be looking at high 8s, I reckon, for pole, as Simon does a 10.0, so there's probably more time in that for him. Looks like Johansson with a 10.3. In fact, we will go. Carter taught me this trick. Very good. There we go. 5 tenths behind Triple with a 9.5. Very nicely done from him. as the two Mercedes go fourth and fifth, or third and fourth even, as Kadoy, there you go, only just pips triple with a 9.5. So my prediction of a high 8 probably going to come true. Franz goes into P5. Bully 2.5 tenths down on Kadoy. Kadoy is a little bit of a qualifying specialist. He has 2 poles this season, the most out of any tier 2 driver in, and Alex with a 9.4 pops himself on to pole position, and we will see what Farth is going to do. He's not out yet. Hello Blackbone, welcome. How you doing? Nice to have you. Shame you can't be racing with us these days, actually. We miss racing with you, but hopefully you can get your wheel fixed, and that everything will be sorted. Who else is on a lap? It looks like Mons is going to be starting his lap, as he, I imagine this is a, messed up on his first one, with a 25, 125 I think that was. I'm good, mate, I'm good. I'm quite tired today, but we're going to power through. All of us together, and a little bit of a slide there from Mons, but gets onto the middle sector nicely. As we will see how far he is. He's 6 seconds and 9 tenths up on his time. Hopefully this Aston Martin, it looks like, gets out of the way of Nemesis. It does. Joni at the last, but still does get out of the way. Hopefully that hasn't compromised him too much. As he is coming into this pretty tricky left-hander. A lot of turning and a lot of accelerating all at the same time. You can see he maybe has a little bit of a wiggle. Hopefully I can join next season. We would love to have you, mate. Get that wheel fixed and you can be back with us. Mons with a purple middle sector. Whether that's true or not, we will find out in a second. As it looks like he is doing very nicely at the moment on laps that, or on tyres even, that will have done one more lap than everyone else's, but still looking like he is on for a good time, and he's about to come across the line and hopefully pop himself up into the top 5. Let's see what he can do. It is a 10.6, so he goes 9th. That is good enough at the moment, but he's going to have a little bit more time, I imagine, in those tyres and the new set he will put on. And other than that, we've still got Dust in the pits, we've still got Farth in the pits. So they are, at the moment, deciding that they do not want to come out. And Alex and Kadoy, the man, who was that in the, it's Maurizio in the, I believe that's the exact same place as he went off last time. So he is really struggling with that corner. That's on his out lap as well. So luckily that's not his lap ruined. He can go again, just needs to dust off his tyres. Goey is on his out lap. And it looks like Kadoy and Triple have come out for their second run. So they look like they're going to be using full set of soft tyres. Hopefully Maurizio gets it the way he does pretty nicely. So good from him. Is that Nemesis on a lap? It looks like it is. So we will stay on board with him and see what he can do. He will be wanting to pip his teammates at the least in that beautiful Aston Martin. A little bit of lag from him there, but nothing too bad. Maurizio gets out of the way as well. And it's going to be Nemesis coming across the line. What can he do? He is going to pop in an 11.2. So he goes 5 tenths off his teammate. 1.7 off the best time overall. So quite a lot of field spread at the moment. Looks like the other McLaren of Jay-Z is out on track. Maurizio, we will jump back on board with him and see whether he can master the middle sector. Doth the Pope have an alcoholic beverage? He does. He does indeed. As Maurizio takes a very, very wide line. Hopefully get a good slingshot out of that bank corner. Although it looked like he jumped onto the curb a little bit, which will hamper his progress. We will see whether he is on a 24.9. He is. I have no idea if that's good or not. Hopefully for his sake it is. And hopefully for his sake, his teammate at the moment, Franz, does not get in the way and gets out the way. He's sat on the race line, is Franz. The Aston Martin only just gets out of the way. You can see the problems the driver's going to have here. It's an incredibly, incredibly tight track where trying to get out of the way on a quali lap is pretty much impossible if you see it late. Maurizio will be hoping to pop himself up into the top 10. It looks like we've had a McLaren off. It's not Corona, don't worry. It's not Corona. Maurizio will come across the line, a very wide line in the back corner, and it is going to be an 11.0. Nicely done for him, pops himself out of Nemesis and his teammates into the top 10. And hopefully for him, he can improve a little bit. We will jump back on board with Simon, who looks like he has messed up his lap. Jay-Z is messed up his lap as well. We've got Triple, who looks like he might have missed it up his lap, and Kadoy goes P1, 1/10 ahead of Triple, really on the grass there. 1/10 ahead of LX with a 9.3 flat. Very, very nicely done from him. Jay-Z, I imagine we will jump back on board with him in a bit, just to see. Looks like he maybe messed up his first flying lap. Hopefully he's fueled up enough to go again. Simon, the same, or probably will come into the pits. Yep. Skillet is going to be the next one, who will be setting a representative time. He goes half a tenth quicker than his best time, takes it very wide, doesn't scrub off a whole lot of speed, so that's good for him. Looks like he's taking it quite comfortably, doesn't have a whole lot of ERS either. Clips the curve nicely in the second sector, coming into that tricky left-hander, and we will fly up to the second sector split and see whether he can improve on his time even more. Hopefully for his sake he can. He is 3/10 up on his time, and that is looking good to put him only at one position, so he might need to find a little bit more time. Hopefully the Mercedes will get out of the way. Looking like a tiny bit of lag from him, but actually he looks for a man who sometimes struggles with lag, although he looks like he might have backed off with that flashing light on the back of his car, so no idea what happened there, but that is a real shame for him. Jay-Z is on a lap, he is 600s down on his best time. Looks like Farthbuh has put himself onto P4 on his first lap, so very nicely done from him, and Dust is on his out lap as well. So those guys are saving a set of soft tyres almost certainly, as I'm squeaking into the mic like a little mouse. Jay-Z will be coming up to the second sector line. Can he improve on his time? He wasn't doing so in the first sector. He's gained back a little bit of time, but this is not going to be the lap that he was wanting, I imagine, on a fresh set of tyres. So he's going to have to burn his third and final set of tyres if he wants to jump up any further. Is he going to complete this lap? He's not, because he's flown off the track. Hopefully he keeps out of the wall. He does. But that puts the end to his lap. And we will use that distraction to jump on board with Dust, one of the championship contenders, and see what he can do on his first lap. He's taking it very slowly, coming out of the final corner. I haven't a clue. I have not a clue what he's doing. Maybe going for another warm-up lap, which will get his tyres in a nice temperature window, but will almost certainly take a little bit more life out than he would wanting. He's got a few drivers behind him, so hopefully he gets out of the way. Looks like it is a Litchi. He does get out of the way nicely. A Litchi on an out lap, actually, so that's not too much of an issue. Johansson, Johan looks like he has just finished his lap as well. So those guys are doing well. Looks like Bully has popped in another lap to maintain his gap to P1. So he's looking like he's probably about 2.5 tenths off the pace at the moment. Triple, out of nowhere, he's only 2.5 tenths down, and he's run wide. He was on a cracking lap at the moment, but he has ruined it. Bone will all been fixed. Oh, that is a shame though. Blackbone, get it fixed as soon as you can. That would be yeah. I know they're a pain to get sorted. I know mine was a real pain in the ass to to get sorted, and in the end I gave up and bought a new one. Johansson will be coming to the pits. Who else have we got on a lap? Looks like Simon has finished a lap, and he is 8 tenths behind. Dust, is he on? He is just starting his lap now. So on those 3 lap old mediums, it's not Peroni, sorry. So we will see what Dust can do. Can he set a purple first sector? I imagine he's not going to have the grip that he wants, but hopefully for his sake he has time to do this lap, get in and get out on another one. Looks like we've had a yellow sector. So Dust does go, excuse me, does go purple in the first sector and clips the grass a little bit, but gets away with it. And this is looking like a very nice lap from the AlphaTauri man. It's not Roman orange juice. AlphaTauri looking as strong as ever. And Farth is going to have his work cut out in the constructors, although the drivers, he is still looking very strong. And that is a purple second sector for Dust as well. He is really put in the practice, you can tell. Taking some very nice lines around this track. And is he going to propel himself even up to the top of the timing sheets? And by how far, if he does, takes a pretty wide line, clips the apex nicely, has a little bit of ERS left, and he is going to do a 10.1. The game lied to me. He's 9/10 off with 2 purple sectors apparently, so he's going to have to get a move on if he wants to carry on this championship fight. Kadoy looking good at the moment, and we have Farf on his second and final lap, which I imagine it will be. I can't quite tell how the yellow flags keep coming up, so I can't tell how long's left in the session. Looks like guys are getting out of the way quite nicely. Eat My Dust fell off indeed. Yeah, he's got pace though, we know that, so he'll be fine. Just needs to improve on that lap. The second warm-up lap probably did not help him at all, as it looks like everyone is getting out of the way quite nicely. And we've still got yellow flags, so I still have no idea how long's left in the session. Jay-Z pops himself up into P6 with a 9.8. We've got 3 minutes left, so Dust is going to have to get a fucking move on. He might well not make this. That second warm-up lap has really, really cost him here. If he can't get in and out, he might really have to motor. It's not a beer. We've got Farf, it looks like, who is on his... Is he doing a second warm-up lap? Am I missing something with the second warm-up laps? Looks like we've got Bully and Triple out. Alex and Kadoy yet to come out. Looks like Skillet pops himself up into P7 with a 9.8. So the top, well, from 5th to 8th, very, very close, which is good to see. Chris Piper at the moment, a little bit cut adrift, but everything's not too spaced apart, which is good to see. We will see what happens in the race. No, so far no issues, no game glitches, which is lovely to see. Please, everyone, pray with me that we get off the line. Get off the line well. That's my biggest issue here, my biggest fear. Farth still on his second out lap. Triple looks like he is on his lap, and he is going to come across. Oh no, we've missed the first sector. So that is a shame, but we know he's got pace from what we saw on the previous lap that was aborted. So we will jump on board with him and see what he can do coming up to the second sector. Looks like he has got a car in the way. Hopefully gets out of the way nicely. Does. And the second one does as well. So he's not going to be impacted too much. Looks like we got someone breaking the marker boards, which is not good for those who don't lose line. But I think Triple set the fastest second sector. So this is looking like